Each day, there are millions of stories. Each one can open new perspectives, new possibilities. Wherever you look, we are there. To see, discover, explore. We put the pieces together to find what really matters to you. All around the world, all around the clock. Our reporters are at home across the globe. From our headquarters in Beijing and production centers in Washington, Nairobi, and London, China Global Television Network. Stories from across the globe, reaching people across the globe. CGTN. See the difference. The world economy as we know it is about to change. Global business reports highlight emerging markets, developing countries, and dynamic sectors worldwide. We feature top analysts and newsmakers to provide perspectives on every facet of business. From an on-the-ground perspective, we provide you with balanced and objective assessments. Fast, sharp, and insightful. Global business. Only on CGTN.
Unlocking the keys to success of China's most dynamic cities.
Changsha, a city where human activities can be traced back to Paleolithic age, a city where urban construction started some 2,000 years ago. Changsha, a city with booming economy anchored by pillar industries such as heavy machinery, transportation, and entertainment.
And a city of vibrant culture where age-old traditions, hit TV shows, delicious food, and modern living collide into one.
We meet with locals, policymakers, and entrepreneurs.
We visit factories, historical sites, street food booths, and ecological farms.
All these only on CGTN.
各位亲爱的观众朋友，欢迎收看我们今天的直播。现在我们所在的是长沙湖南大学工商管理学院的现场，为您带来
and bring you this live stream, and this is a special coverage, Rising Star Cities. With CGTN, my name is Zheng Junfeng, and I'm very glad with my colleagues in the past 2 to 3 weeks. I actually spent a quality time here and finishing the hundreds of the live streaming, the shootings, interviews with the influencers. All in all, we want to bring a full picture here. We talk about Changsha as influencer city, especially last year. The GDP actually is one of the China's top 15, reaching trillion yuan. So what's the success behind Changsha's and how Changsha transfers the influencer power to a long-lasting, strong city and to a cluster of city to a world city. So in our today's live streaming, we'll bring you some answers to these questions. And also for the first half of the hour, we will introduce a researcher to introduce his ideas, and also a second half of our live streaming, we will also invite our viewers to share with us your thinking, your idea, your understanding about development of Changsha. So anything you'd like to share with us, please throw your comments to us, and also we will answer some of your questions. All right, here we have not a fully occupied room. We arranged actually hundreds of viewers and also the officials from Changsha and also the entrepreneurs and also the EMBA students, cohort 42 and 43 from the College of Business Administration here at Hunan University. But because of the COVID-19 practice, we would like to also cope with the local government, the measures on containing the COVID-19, so we not have the audience here. But that's not the matter because we are broadcasting through CGTN app and also the other 4 social platforms. So please always stay tuned with CGTN, and also same here at YouTube, Facebook, and also at CGTN official accounts, and also at Weibo. So we have the across the board social media platform to bring you this live stream. Okay, so cut the talk short. I will introduce our special guest, Mr. Jiang Yuechun, Professor Jiang Yuechun, a researcher at China Institute of International Studies and Executive Director of the China International Economic Relations Association. He will talk about a path to build a world city from Changsha. Thank you very much. Thank you all. It's my great pleasure to present here. I would like to share with you my 3 ideas regarding the internet famous city and its evaluation city, and long-lasting popular city and its necessary condition. And the 3rd item on my agenda, I would like to talk about a world city and its path. So this is my agenda, and we'll also talk around half an hour. So first, talk about the internet famous city. So what is the feature or the fundamental elements of the internet famous city? Actually, to me, my age, it's quite a new word, but for young generations, this is something common idea in their daily life. So I'm quite curious to know, like, why Changsha here? It's a medium to the medium-stream cities. So we talk about why Changsha becomes so popular in recent years. So I also had some studies. I would like to share you first my understandings. Last year is a very special year. The world encountered by a serious blow. It started from Changsha and also spreading very fast, which gave a heavy toll to the tourist industry. But however, in Changsha, I could see that actually the tourism industry actually in Changsha against the headwind, and also could see that last year during the May Day holiday and also the Golden Week of October, and they registered the 300,000 people traveled to Hangzhou to Changsha to watch fireworks in Orange Isle. So this is something quite rarely seen, and also this is quite a hard achievement. And also could see that although last year was a really hard year, but look at Changsha also actually registered a so high number of tourists. So that speaks something about how an influencer city could play its role. And also we'll share with you another report. This is from Meituan. It released the 2020 a live consumption during the national holiday. So here we need to mention about a brand called Jiang Yuechun. Actually, it's a well-known tea franchise brand, and I can tell you it's really hard to buy 1 cup of milk tea from this brand. So this is a so popular brand, and actually we really knew this brand online, and a lot of people actually made their way just to Changsha to enjoy a cup of tea here from this brand. And during last year's October 1st golden holiday, I could see it actually it's really hard to get 1 cup because the total order actually surpassed 1.1 billion. And also another brand called the Super Wenheyu. It's the food market. It's a very famous food market decked out like a street scene, and also it's really hard to get a table, and people even line up in the evenings. Talk about influencer cities have its features, right? On the left-hand side, we give you the evaluation system. So first we talk about the index online. So talk about your live streaming index as well. And also we talk about your Chick Live index. The fourth index, we talk about the industrial development. So we look at the key industries, the pillar industries here. Another thing we talk about the image index. We talk about the beauty of the city in terms of image, business, tourism, lifestyle, and also the future trend. Actually, all these index quite related to people's day-to-day life and also related to tertiary industry. When we talk about Changsha, from my observation, I'm not really familiar with Changsha, but I can tell you here actually people so enjoy their life. They have a quite high happiness index. People have quite strong sense of gain. And also rank top in China in terms of happiness. I believe that's also another reason to make Changsha a internet famous city. Then what's the feature exactly? So first, of course, it should come from internet, right? So a lot of people did vote online. The majority of the audience actually is a young generation, so aged from 20 to 40 years old. And we talk about social media, right? That's also play its role. And besides internet influence, another thing is like the economic strength. That's your backbone to make your city as an influencer city. And talk about Changsha. Economic strengths rank top 20 in China. And also in certain industry, and also we talk about the culture, heritage, science and technology progress, a natural landscape, and also the tertiary industry, entertainment here in Changsha, very strong, and also have a big influence in China as well. And also another feature we have to mention is the many variety variables. So we talk about that to become a influencer city, you do not need to be excellent in all aspects, but you have to have a certain more prominent features in your certain field, like the index so closely related to people's day-to-day life. So talk about a well-known city online. You need to own something so different from others. Otherwise, you may be just a flash in the pan. So talk about a transition of the influencer cities. For the first generation, actually, you could see that with a focus on the natural scenery like Lhasa, Dali, Xiamen. And for the second generation, with the outstanding city features like Chengdu, it's a very easy, chill city, and also Chongqing as well. And also we talk about Xi'an is the ancient city with rich culture. And also for the third generation here, you could see actually with a combination of history and the culture plus tertiary industry, such as food and amusement. So Changsha, we have to mention this name. So right now we come to the third generation. And Changsha is the landmark or the brand name of the third generation of influencer city. Then let's dive in to that, the index or the valuation system. Then we look at the industrial development index. You look at Changsha and look at top 10 ranking. Top 1, we look at the 3 key index, namely Tourism Industry Development Index, IT, Technology Industry Development, and the third is the Entertainment Index. So these are the 3 key index for these rankings. And first of all, Changsha is not ranked the top. And also look at IT, of course, Shenzhen should be the first. And we'll look at the entertainment ranking, and Beijing ranks the top. But we could tell that the entertainment index is a major plus for Changsha, because Changsha rank number 2. We look at other cities. They may have the evenly distributed marks, but you could see that for Changsha, is the IT industry, it is 66.55 points compared to IT. That's half of the Shenzhen's index marks, but you could tell actually the amusement or the entertainment index actually gave a lot of points to Changsha with 92.82 scores. And then we look at the tourism industry and IT industry. We talk about, actually, it's very important. We talk about tourism, information technology, and entertainment industry actually are crucial to the city in terms of popularity and visibility. So this is the first part I would like to talk about, that's the evaluation system of an influencer city. And second on my agenda, I would like to share with you about a long-lasting influencer city. So just want to be a temporary influencer city for this year, or want to have a sustained influence. So for all the influencer cities or the internet well-known cities, how you make your influence, your impact as long as possible. So what are the key factors to make your popularity long-lasting? So first, you have the really strong hardcore power, which means your economic development, your economic strengths. And second, we talk about soft power that comes from culture. And third is your creativity, then that's rely on technology. And the fourth is green. That means environmental development. And the fifth one is a human attraction. So let's dive into each factor. First, we'll look at economic strength. To any city, right, we talk about a shared commonality is that your city should have something strong in your economic development. That's a thing to underpin your city's further development. So in order to acquire a certain level of your economic strength, then you need to improve your capability or your competitive advantages. And back to Changsha's story. Changsha actually quite strong. And also if we look at GDP, actually they reach a trillion scale, and also rank top 15 in China, right? And also we look at it's also ranked top 10 in terms of the provincial capital ranking of GDP. And also in Changsha, actually, it also have a very strong global brand. For example, Sunny Heavy Industry, the Zoomline Heavy Industry, and also Sunward. This all represents the manufacturing or the cutting-edge technology development here in Changsha. So we talk about Changsha actually doing a quite good job in economic strength. And also we talk about the 2020 GDP ranking. Changsha ranked number 15. And that's the number in 2020, but we talk about 2021 H1, the first half of this year, GDP ranking. I believe Changsha more or less the same as well. And we talk about culture. Culture and economic development actually reinforce each other. We talk about if we want to become a stronger country or a stronger city, it's not just solely depend on your economic development. That should let your culture give you a driving force. You look at the advanced or the well-developed countries, and you look at actually their culture play a key role. You think about a poor or less developed countries, they enjoyed a really good culture, and also we talk about actually we not only compete on the economic landscape. Actually, a lot of things we compete on that landscape is basically your cultural heritage. And if you know Changsha quite well, you know that in the book, A Dream Pool Essays, it already described the key views of Xiaoxiang, that's the Changsha's sightseeing places, the orange ale, and we talk about Indian culture should be the name card of the city. And also another city, Suzhou in China. Actually, you could see that each and every corner of Suzhou, you always can find some the culture there. And also for Bonn as the birthplace of Beethoven. Actually, you can find a lot of really the music aspirations. We talk about there are a lot of the interesting thing. You look at there are a lot of the benches on the street, and actually you could see that's the Beethoven's piece of music actually played, and each benches actually is also sound very nice. So that's already achieved by City Bonn 10 years ago. So that's actually demonstrate the beauty of the city, enriched by its culture. And the third thing we talk about is technology and innovation. It's obvious, based on development of China and the whole world, the transformation of economy rely on the technology. Same to China, same to the Chinese cities development. Beijing, and also same for Hangzhou. We talk about three key city clusters, the Yangtze River Delta city, and also the Pearl cluster cities, and also Beijing, Tianjin, Hebei. And we talk about in the future, if Changsha wants to be strong in innovation, then what Changsha can play the card. What kind of card Changsha can play? We talk about Changsha actually has a V Valley here. I believe that the local Changsha people know more better than us, but much better than us. We talk about that the V Valley. Actually, we talk about the Changsha Technology School before actually as a birthplace of a talent kids. Changsha had that experience. So we believe Changsha also have quite rich a creativity base. And then we also have to mention about green, right? The environmental conservation. We talk about first that you're the green coverage rate. Another is your green development. So we could not follow the old route based on your conventional resources, because that will pollute the environment. So what we need going forward, the same around the world. We talk about China actually already set its goal for the carbon peak 2030 and the carbon neutrality in 2050. Although China-US has some friction in the economic and trade sector, but we talk about low carbon economy, and that's a vast room for a China-US cooperation. We talk about the key feature between China and US is the cooperation collaboration and adversity. So that's the big room for cooperation. If the two sides could not cooperate with each other, then we could not reach that the 2030 and 2060 carbon goals. And then we talk about people. So first depends on the level of education. And we talk about the quality of education. So the public areas, if people not perform themselves and the environment is not good, then a city could not be a popular city. And also we look at the tertiary industry. This is actually very strong in Changsha. In Changsha, we always feel that actually it's a really cost-effective place. We talk about a lot of things actually with a very nice price, but enjoy a quality service. So that is why people here enjoy a very happy life and also have a very strong sense of gain. So that's my second point. And the third thing I would like to share with you is the path to build a world city. And we talk about the first question, is Changsha really need to go this path to become a world city? So people here in Changsha think I'm not just tier 2 cities. Why should go global, right? So for coastal cities, then Beijing, Shanghai, Xiamen, Guangzhou, maybe you go first, right? But here we talk about a world city. It's not a world scale city. It's like New York, Beijing. What I'm talking here, at a certain industry or at a certain sector, this city actually have a global influence. If we look into the development of a cluster of cities, and let's look at European countries, United States. So we have the ranking made by the Global and World City Research Network. So top 9 cities here is Hong Kong, Shanghai, Beijing, from East Asia. So these top 9 actually is 9 cities reaching a first class. And then for the top 50 first tier cities, that's 6 in China. It's Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Hong Kong, and Taipei. And for tier 2, there are 91 in this list, and 13 from China. And Changsha actually are not included in this top global 100 city. Then we need to set the goal for Changsha. The first, you need to enter to the top 100, and later on, you also can aim to top 50. We talk about actually the globalization is the trend. Then, which means that all cities should go global, right? We are living in a global village. Then you need to aim high and put your landscape at a global scale. So we talk about a city with certain strengths in economy, then they always would like to do something with a global influence. And we look at the cities in China. We look at the plan of 2050. Guangzhou want to be a beautiful and a livable city, and Shenzhen would like to be a competitive, innovative city, and Chengdu want to be a modern, new, heavenly land, and Hangzhou would like to be a unique and a wonderful city. And then what's Changsha's position? That's the question to the people here living in Changsha, and also people care about Changsha's future development. We talk about that entertainment sector. It could be a name card of Changsha. It can be a choice. Of course, as my personal understanding of Changsha, we look at the landscape of China's development as high quality development, right? That's what we pursue, because right now China, its principal contradiction right now already shift to the people's ever-growing needs for a better life and the unevenly developed economy. So we think about whether Changsha can utilize its strengths in the sector of entertainment. Then I give you some a paths that you can choose from. Actually, this is a big idea. Because my background is more like a forward-looking strategic study and research. So this is really a top-level big idea. So first of all, what I would like to say is like you need to have a strategic focus and do your own affair well. And this is also something we talk about in the China-US economic trade friction. From now to future, the environment we're facing globally is something a complex, great, and challenging we have never seen before. So we need to do in a hard way, maybe not to achieve the ideal results. Then what we need to do is China as the second world economy, we have become the largest trading partners with many countries. So we need to first know where we want to head to and do our own affairs well. So same for Changsha. So for Changsha, do your own business well, and for each industry in Changsha, do a good job. And second thing we would like to share is uphold the international landscape and also strengthen your strong points and shore up your weakness. So we talk about that your vision. So your thoughts or your idea will decide your future, your destination, and your destination should be at a larger scale. So we talk about Changsha should aim high and from the perspective of global landscape. And we talk about same like Guangzhou, like for year 2050 or even maybe a later time, you need to have your timeline and your action plan, right? So it's very easy to say but hard to do, I know. But if you want to go global, you have to do this. We talk about opening up, we talk about development of tertiary industry, we talk about the heavy manufacturing industry. For each different sector, each different industry, you have your timeline, your action plan against it, right? We talk about semi manufacturing industry. Actually, it's really a hard time. Also acquired a top manufacturer from Germany. And we talk about going forward, if you do not have the choices for M&A, then you need to upgrade yourself, then what you can do. So you need to think about the different options for yourself. And also the fourth thing I would like to share is to strengthen our foreign exchanges. Of course, because COVID-19 is some of the showstoppers on the way. But we also think about the high quality development. We talk about the new development paradigm. That's the domestic and international, the circulations. With China right now pursuing a high quality development. So Changsha should play its position in China's the new development paradigm. We talk about the external environment. Basically, that means there are a lot of challenges to the China's new development paradigm, especially the international circulation. So Changsha need to think about like which way we would like to go. That's not only the task for Changsha, it's also for China. So it's a path going forward to strengthen that domestic and international circulation. That's all. Thank you very much. Thank you, Professor. And at the half-hour keynote speech, we learned that the path for Changsha to go global. If you just tune in with the CGTN New Media, and once again, right now we are bringing you this live streaming, and this is the CGTN special coverage Rising Star Cities. Just now, a keynote speaker, Professor Jiang Yuechun, a researcher at the China Institute of International Studies and Executive Director of the China International Economic Relations Association. We talk about that. Just now Professor Zheng mentioned about like a lot of things he shared with us more from a strategic point of view, a vision. So we talk about this is actually very important because we not only focus on a short-term development, we also need to think about a way forward. We also need to be forward-looking. Because of COVID-19 practice, we have empty room. And this is also actually our response to the Changsha's provincial government because we have seen some cases confirmed. But that doesn't mean that we do not have the viewers with us. We have many viewers online and they also leave their comments to us. One viewer says that Changsha need to have a long-lasting industry. Then how the entrepreneurs can support Changsha's long-lasting development. We talk about that Jiang Yuechun, that the tea brand, and also the local food cuisine brands. They are very famous locally, but they not really roll out their brand to China or even global. Then we talk about like we should aim far, aim high. Then for the local Changsha entrepreneurs, so it's time for them to go big. So for my understanding is first, they should do their good job locally first, right? And then we talk about tertiary industry. Right now, Changsha already did a good job. Then you need to jump outside the box of Changsha, right? If your view just on Changsha, then there's no big futures. There's no promising future for you. So you need to think about like in the Africa, whether the African consumers want the milk tea, right? And also in North Europe city, I found the Sichuan cuisine, and actually it tastes really nice. And in Tokyo, and I enjoyed a fast food that's treated by the American friends, so need to treat them back, right? I asked them, the diplomats, what do you want to have? And they said that they want to have something spicy food. So I'm searching Sichuan cuisine, and I looking for actually from Hunan, but they not really have that. So it's like a spicy one, as strong as possible. So just add more a spicy sauce. So talk about if you put a more chili powder as possible, then that impact the origin taste of food, then actually that's different from a local taste. We talk about actually Changsha actually has its own way to make really spicy but also tasty food. So we talk about actually same in Beijing, we not really have a genuine Hunan or Changsha taste food. We talk about like for the milk tea, you can sell 10 RMB in Changsha, and in Beijing, a cup of milk tea actually can sell as high as 28 RMB or even 38 RMB. We talk about tertiary industry in Changsha should go out in a larger scale. So for these companies going global, they may encounter some unseen challenges. Talk about in terms of culture, in terms of marketing campaign. Some entrepreneurs believe that they are not ready yet to go global, and also they not have enough confidence. They're not ready to solve all these different questions. And also the EMBA cohort 40 student. So let's compare Chengdu and Changsha. So Changsha not strong in global scale, so which means the Changsha is not as attractive as Chengdu to introduce a foreign talent. So the question is how we can make Changsha strong enough to attract foreign talents. Then Changsha can go global, right? So that's give a big task to the local governments, the foreign exchange departments, to need to think about how you can really let people know Changsha, and also we talk about how you can introduce the foreign talents to Changsha. We talk about your policies to introduce foreign brands, your measures in benefiting foreign investors. So this is actually the homework to the local government. We talk about Changsha or Hunan in the whole. You need to think about how you make Hunan as a fertile land for foreign investment. With 4 to 5 decades of China's reform and opening up, actually, we have already accumulated rich experience in this regard because China already created a miracle in this regard. Therefore, we have a rich experience. Then Hunan, you can actually take reference of all these experience from different cities. So don't worry too much, Changsha. Stay firm with strong confidence, leverage your strengths. One thing very important is your mindset and your vision. You actually to look far, and also you have that willingness, strong willingness to go there. If you have that willingness, then you will think about different methods, different paths to reach there. A lot of successful cities actually they have quite a global-oriented cities like coastal city. They have really strong companies doing a good job in international trade. Changsha is not a coastal city, so they not really have these kind of the global cities. So they not really have the good score or performance in international trade and business. So Changsha actually also here has the Jiang River. Do you think Changsha actually have the possibility to create a good performance in international trade? So as the inland city, of course, you cannot compare apple to apple to coastal cities. But we look at Chengdu and Changsha, there are some similarities. We talk about Changsha has its own strengths. For my understanding, based on my limited knowledge, we need to find a breakthrough. Then we think about maybe the healthcare. Right now, we talk about 15% of the total population, actually a silver population. Then we talk about Hunan or Changsha, maybe think about that's the industry that supports that the pension industry. Changsha here you have a really nice housing price. The overall actually the price level is really attractive. So we talk about a lot of people actually would like to, and also many countries would like to invest in the pension industry in China. Actually, I also have quite a rich experience in Japan. I've been in Japan for a decade. A lot of companies, industries, associations in Japan always ask me that what is the most profitable industry if you want to do the cooperation with Chinese side. The answer they come up with is a healthy and pension industry. So we believe there's a vast opportunity in this sector. I believe maybe Changsha can take the opportunity, but for me, actually, this is something obvious to me. And also we talk about the advanced manufacturing industry. We talk about Sany. We talk about a key brand in Hunan. You have really strong strengths. In NDRC recently and in the coming days will release the guidelines for going global. Maybe that's valuable next year. I'm the insider, so I actually would like to suggest you to look into that report, and you can do a comparison and choose your position and a future way to go. And viewer Xiongzhuang from EMB cohort 38 asked about the future opportunity, and you mentioned about the health and the pension industry, and we talk about Ningxiang. Actually had quite strong in a pork industry. They have really quality pork, but the output actually just around 10,000. Just really tiny proportion of China's total consumption of pork with 600,000. So Ningxiang actually would like to increase by 25% in terms of productivity. So actually they spent 2 decades to reach the current productivity. Then we talk about this kind of vertical industry, how that a government help them to leverage the strengths. We talk about each and every industry or each policy measures for going global. The same left the support from the government, it's like the leverage. So government should channel more beneficial policies and measures or support to certain industry, then that industry kind of sees the opportunity for fast growth. We talk about actually a very famous DA cuisine or DA snacks from Sha County. Actually, that's a very famous, actually just a small snack shop, but actually you could see that every street in every city. So actually, Sha County actually is a very, very small county. Actually, the Sha County and that name, because of this snack company, actually already become a big name, a big brand, and also help the Sha County out of poverty. So you need to have something as the name brand for your city. And also we think about that the influencer cities actually that experience can roll out to others, and also for the Northeast city a lot of places actually also are very livable places. And also the question to you, whether some mid-sized cities in Northeast China, they also have opportunity to become the next generation of influencer cities. We talk about that vision. When I lived outside China, actually, I saw a lot of the Chinese people from Fujian province, from Guangdong province. I rarely seen people from northeast part of China. So that's the 1990s. So we talk about the man side or vision of the people in Dongbei. Maybe it's because they actually in a very cold weather places, so they really like to stay somewhere warm, like their home. So they not really have that willingness or eager to go outside. And also because like we talk about the soil in the northeast China actually is really rich. So they make livings just from the soils. So we talk about maybe they can, for example, Liaoning actually in certain industry, they could maybe go abroad to have larger possibilities. So we talk about that they need to find their position and they need to outside their comfort zone, right? So that's the very important step they need to make first. So like Changsha and Chengdu, you need to think about that long-lasting influencing capability. And for the cities that already right now not the internet famous cities, you need to first go viral online. Then we talk about Changsha. We talk about sustainable development. We talk about the internet famous. We always think it's a short life, right? So just like say 3 to 5 years, Changsha maybe it's a longer life cycle, but think about the Changsha, how Changsha can be popular in next 1 or 2 decades. I mentioned the capabilities in my keynote. We talk about, of course, it should not rely only on people. We also need to rely on local government. We talk about creativity. We talk about the economic strengths. We talk about the cultural soft powers. And I believe the more important thing is to improve the cultural quality across the board. We talk about this actually cannot achieve overnight, and this is not for individual. We talk about this should be the whole society. So which means each and every one of us should pitch in to this endeavor. Then we talk about then we not only focus on eat food or amusement. Then we need to think about the something higher scale. We talk about the consumption. Actually, the consumption on clothing, on food actually is limited, right? But what's unlimited is your consumption, your spending on culture. Then we talk about we need to increase our quality on culture. Then we can upgrade the consumption on culture as well. So for the whole team, actually we spent past 2 to 3 weeks here in Hunan province. We look at actually a lot of consumption happened here, but we look at actually a low price consumption with high frequency, which means like really tasty food, then or the massage or KTV. We talk about that the overall consumption pricing actually is not high. Actually, it's compared to the other cities in China, the overall pricing in Changsha actually is very low. So the early 1990s, I lived in Japan. The overseas Chinese actually, her children would like to open a store's food massage. And they opened the food massage in UK, and actually the whole environment is actually they provide that oxygen while enjoying foot massage. Actually, in Changsha, actually you are the master in foot massage, but actually you not really think about that, providing oxygen or put the whole environment in the forest while people enjoying that foot massage. Actually, we haven't think about that. We talk about taste. Actually, we talk about that a lot of opera actually you provide when you enjoy your cuisine. Actually, this is a lot of different choices or different kinds of integration you can think about. Changsha, of course, you have quite rich content. We talk about that V Valley at the Malaysia brand, right? So there are around 3,000 the video content creators or the industrial application based on videos. And also we talk about the Mango TV and also the key flagship industries. Actually, they're quite strong in this Malaysian video culture and creative industrial park. So right now already reached 43 billion yuan in its revenue. So we talk about the Malaysian video cultural and creative industrial park. We talk about its V Valley in China. We talk about new media. That's the future trend, right? You already have that industrial base here, the industrial park. So right now, in this industrial park, you already have 3,000 vibrant cultural and creative enterprises in just 3 years. So this can consider as the incubator. That help you to future improve your capability and also pursue high quality development. We talk about we want to live in a high quality life. Then we talk about the content from this industrial park should also be something high quality, right? We talk about people actually they have their evergreen needs for a better life. Then what kind of better life? We cannot always stay at the vulgar content. So we need to think about that something bring fun, but content, but also the inspiring information or contact to people through the videos. So we talk about in Changsha, actually, we want Changsha to really create that a name brand of a happy camp. That's their famous TV show. So we talk about that video creation, we talk about video, the industrial application technologies. We talk about that a short-term investment and long-term return on investment. What kind of the balance the local government should strike. So a lot of cities and regions they choose a second industry or the tertiary industry to speed up their GDP growth. So actually you could see that a local government actually already made their choice based on their research and studies. And also they tried different ways. And also they already seen some progress. And we hope that we could see a leapfrog made in this V Valley or the video content production. And last year, China entered to a new era. We have already built a moderately prosperous society in all respects. We talk about that house for living, not for a speculation. We talk about that education. Actually, we want to see people live a better life. We want to increase a sense of happiness to people. And also, as you mentioned here, China actually ranked top in terms of happiness index. Then we talk about how we can live in a balanced life. We'll also propel economic development. any city, any society, if you want to be prosperous, you cannot go into a divided landscape. And we talk about that for the second centenary goal, we actually want to bring that the common prosperity to all the Chinese people. We don't want to see that the polarization happened. It doesn't mean that we just lie down and enjoy the fruit. But actually, it's a time for us to leverage or dig in more depths to really think about your strengths and how you can better utilize your strengths to reach the new balance. Of course, Changsha will be not the next Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Guangzhou, Beijing, and Shanghai also, of course, cannot replace the position of Changsha. A lot of people actually in these three top cities they talk about is they work so hard, but they still cannot really buy a house. They work under big pressure. But you look at the people here in Changsha for the undergraduates. Actually, they worked for like 3-4 years, and they can buy a house, and also they have more time to enjoy their life. That's why we can see they spend a lot on entertainment. For Changsha, of course, we will not become a super tier cities. And it's a happy city, and also in certain industry, they can become a flagship or the leading city, and also the attractive city that people would like to travel, or maybe a city for a healthy and pension industry. I believe this path quite practical, and also, of course, no cities just be another Beijing, another Shanghai, or another Guangzhou. You need to have your own feature, right? So let's come to the end of our live streaming, and please always stay tuned with CGTN special coverage, Rising Star Cities, and we here in Changsha bring you a keynote speech and a sharing, and our guests, Professor Jiang Yuechun, a researcher at China Institute of International Studies and executive director of the China International Economic Relations Association. He also answered a question from the netizens, and also we talk more about the future development of Changsha. I'm very glad to see that Changsha right now has become the internet influence city in China, and also ranked top 15 in terms of GDP growth, and also top 10 in terms of the provincial capitals. So people asking whether Changsha will surpass Beijing or Shanghai or Guangzhou actually is not necessary. Changsha can do its own job and also can do a better performance in certain industry. And also here, Changsha is a place with high happiness index. I believe this is something actually cannot be copied by other cities. And also, like our colleague Michael Wang said, that the cities from other places also would like to learn the experience from Changsha. So thank you for watching, and please always stay tuned with the CGTN New Media and CGTN Business. So we will bring you more coverage about the rising star cities. And thank you for watching. Bye for now.